Hey there guys, it's Metro and we are back. Surprisingly, 12 days ago was the last recorded episode, published episode. And so it was probably recorded at least a day or two earlier than that, so. Yeah, been a wild ride IRL last week. But we're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna probably only do, I don't know, we'll see.
You need something?
But yeah, we're definitely gonna do this
One
quest.
of my most famous dishes is chilled basilisk in lime vinaigrette. But the problem is, the meat is impossible to keep fresh, and I must serve the dish tonight for a noble's birthday. So, if you can bring me a chilled basilisk haunch from a freshly killed cold-eye basilisk quickly, then I will owe you a king's feast. Cold-eye basilisks are known to roam along the beach dunes of northwestern Stranglethorn, so you have much traveling to do, and be swift.
See you around.
We have our hearts set here, so not sure why I'm even bothering with this quest, but we will go and do it. I did promise 30 minutes. But yeah, I did want to do this episode because just the other day, Season of Discovery Phase 2 began. I may take a look at some of the stuff in the video today to see. But I had a preliminary look at it kind of before everything was discovered. And frankly, it's just not it's just not what I hoped it was going to be. They didn't do a very good job. Not a lot of creative things, let's put it that way. A lot of the stuff is just in Gnomeregan, but it's there's a good amount of stuff in Gnomeregan, but I wouldn't really I would consider the stuff that's in there extra. Even though it probably shouldn't be considered extra, but it does strike me as extra. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of it while we fly, though.
Where is it you would like to go, lad? For just a few coin, my griffins can get you there faster than even the swiftest horse.
The cozy sleeping bag thing, that is very interesting. That might be the most interesting thing if you guys haven't seen this. In this guide, you learn how to get the cozy sleep. Okay, unfurl a sleeping bag. Resting inside for at least 1 minute will provide a bonus to experience earned, stacking up to 3 times. 3 hour CD, basically. That's very interesting. I like that. And this quest might actually be the best one. This is really, really good. But sadly, I don't think there's anything that I could easily do that with here. Like, I remember looking at this a while ago, right? There's like no actual spells that improve your experience rate, I don't think. Yeah, don't think so. Maybe like knowledge, what would I call it? Nope. What the hell are those? Oh, it's for the... Really? Wow. Never even heard of that. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think there's anything, sadly. I like that idea a lot. But we may take the quest line. Because it's pretty neat. Yeah, outside of that, there's not really much. I never know how to find these. There we go, SOD runes. We could look at warriors since that's what we're doing right now, but... And I also hate how they did this, where there's like each one is separate now. Kill ogres in Alterac. You're looking for a legible recipe to drop. This will start a quest. Anyone can cook. Turn in the quest. I'll give you the follow-up quests. Literally, like, get shit from... I mean, it's a decent one, like, because it's kind of taking you all over the zones. Badlands, Swamp of Sorrows. It's decent. That one's actually decent. Witherbark Mallet. enter the cave, ring the gong, and kill a rare. So it's just like totally lack of creativity. Travel the Deadwind Pass and speak with Dalaran Agent. This one looks pretty crazy. Eridan's Sigil. With Eridan's Sigil equipped, or while another player has it equipped, players must find and kill 7 Dark Rider elites. That's a cool one, but that's a little bit too much. It's a cool idea, though. That one's a good one. Obtain the Highway Robbery quest in Desolus. Is this a new quest? Yep. That one looks good. Huh. Some more better stuff than I thought there was gonna be. Usually Paladin and Warrior had the best ones in my experience. They're the only ones without like stupid, well, I just like Paladin, I guess, obviously. Warrior is like really the only ones without like stupid gimmicks, like the maid one where you like find these, I really don't like that. It's really dumb. You have to find like scrolls and decipher them, and it's just like everyone is just like that. And Priest in phase 1 was like that too, where it was like more about maintaining those buffs than the content that you were doing with the buffs on. But I gotta have another look at it. I probably won't touch it again, to be honest, for a long time. But it's there, and you know, we'll see what it looks like in the end. I just don't know how they're gonna keep adding this stuff. Like, there's meant to be 4 phases. Like, how is there gonna be? I mean, like, they added like 20 more runes, didn't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, only 6. Oh, okay. Well, forget it. Well, either way, I think there was like 12 in the first phase. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, okay. So 12, 6. So presumably they'll just keep adding 6. 30 total. I guess, you know, just like we said with their inability to make seasonal affixes fun and interesting for years on end. I can't really expect them to be doing that with every single rune, right? What is this behind her? Oh, right, this. Saw some red stuff back there. But yeah, on top of that, I don't know if we talked. It's been so long. I don't know when the last time like where I was at when I recorded it. I know I was like getting into the ROM hacks for Fire Emblem, and I've been really like power cycling through games, man. It's kind of weird. I don't normally ever do this. I feel like that might be a bad thing for me. The fact that I'm doing it now. But yeah, I kind of been power cycling through games. And we went from Pokemon to Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. That was a wild time. And then to I keep wanting to say Golden Sun, but it's Fire Emblem, yeah. And then the latest obsession has been Elden Ring. Unfortunately, I kind of really regret picking that game up. It's fucking good. Like, it's such a weird way to say that, but that it's actually probably better than I expected it to be. I got pretty much convinced to buy it by people on the stream, and I frankly don't have enough time to play it. I think I only have like maybe less than 20 hours in now after 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like every ounce. I like basically like not doing stuff that I should be doing, like recording these episodes to play it. So that's been my recent obsession. And honestly, modding that game is the real reason that I'm enjoying it so much. Yet again, I honestly, dude, like, the more I play those games, the more I realize I just don't really like Dark Souls games very much. It's a really cool concept, and I really wish that combat was in WoW. But it's just, like, I just like WoW better. If that kind of combat was in WoW and an experience like WoW, I would enjoy it 10 times more. The reason I dislike the games in the past is because it's like almost like a scary game. Like they set you up for like jump scares with enemies popping out and really, really ambient and creepy music and all this stuff. And I'm like at a point now where I kind of want to play the game without music on. I'm beating these bosses in this game and it's like the fucking soundtrack is like so intense. Like it almost makes the fight harder. Because I'm like sitting here listening to this like ultra intense music and I'm like, don't mess up, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, it's just press the B button here and there and I don't know. I think that's the big difference between WoW and Elden Ring, and games like Elden Ring was like the atmosphere of the game is so fucking different. So if it was just like calm, relaxing music like it is in WoW a lot of times, on top of difficult like there's difficult content in Raid and Mythic Plus, and I don't ever feel like that stressed and on edge, you know? I could, like, it's really crazy because I could easily die as a Death Knight. Like, super bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even hard to die as a Death Knight. And I never feel that stressed as I do when I play those games. I really do think it's the music. But anyway, I've been modding it. There's a tremendous mod. I'm really glad I started it when I did. When I started my own mod, I actually co-opted another mod. This is not really something that is probably looked on with a lot of love from these communities who do all this time on the mod. But, you know, they're basically, like, you know, let's put it this way, like, From Software is not allowing them to do this. You know, the same thing happened with Reborn when I made my game. I basically just took Reborn and deleted all their content and made my game over the top of their code base. Which, you know, if I was selling it, it would be illegal and I'd probably be in jail. But because both of us are doing something illegal, I don't really feel like they have a lot of wiggle room to throw stones. But I do this, and yeah, I took their mod and just improved it, quote unquote, made it better for me. Which, you know, I don't know, like, if they would even be upset about that, but it's very, 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 very good. It's called Convergence. That is definitely the best mod I've ever played for any of the games. Now, there's another game, there's another huge mod for Dark Souls 3, that now that I've checked out Convergence, it makes me want to go check out other mods for the other games. Like, when I modded Dark Souls 3, it was a laborious task, frankly, and it wasn't always fun. But I was doing it because I wanted to make the game more fun for me. But ever since I've been playing the mod, it's actually, like, honestly, like, the game is just, well, I think it's a combination of both, because Elden Ring is just 9 times better than Dark Souls 3 in terms of some systems. The things I like the most about Elden Ring, well, I definitely think the crafting system is the most interesting thing because of the ability to mod it. So that was pretty much like the first thing I did, was mod the crafting system to be even more deep. I don't know if the convergence, like, so the crazy thing is I've never played vanilla Elden Ring. I did not launch the game. I have 0 hours played in vanilla Elden Ring. And the convergence mod is wildly different, like fucking insanely different. So different that it's basically not, it's really just a different version of Elden Ring from what I can tell. You don't even start in the same spot. Like, it's every class starts somewhere else. There's no real, like, apparently I'm just like missing characters and story. Like, the story's even worse in the Convergence mod. But that's fine by me, to be honest, because I don't really care about the story at this point. Like, I want to care, but it's just not. The game delivers it so poorly that it's hard to care. But yeah, anyway, it's been very engaging to change the game to be even better. And yeah, the crafting system, what I was listening was things that I like the most about it, right? The crafting system is probably the #1 thing between the two games. I also really like the fact that you get flask charges back. That's fucking awesome. Like, whenever you kill enemies, it basically allows you to not have to rest constantly. Now, there's actually a relatively easy way to... Like, if you guys don't know about the Dark Souls 3 mod that I made... Are we done here? Yes. The Dark Souls 3 mod I made was basically, like, to turn the game more into, like, a WoW type atmosphere. Like, you know how when you do a dungeon... if you die at the end of the dungeon, you don't have to do the whole fucking dungeon again. The entire dungeon doesn't respawn whenever you die. I fucking despise that. That is definitely my least favorite thing about the Souls franchise. Without question, my least favorite thing. And I made it so every enemy in the game doesn't respawn when it's killed in each playthrough. Now, that is got far-reaching consequences, and it may not even be obvious immediately. But to do that in Elden Ring, I don't even think it would be possible, because there is just like I just did like the first continent thing that you spawn on when you're one of the characters. That took me like 10 hours of exploration. There's probably more enemies in that one continent than there is in all of Dark Souls 3. And a lot of the enemies are like creatures, like things that aren't actually hostile. So like I don't even know how I would approach it.
This will do nicely. Many, many thanks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get the haunch chopped, marinated, and garnished for the banquet.
See you later.
I'm developing a new menu for the restaurant.
Safe
It will be
travel.
filled
That was
with
a 8K
rural
experience. That's
dishes
pretty
with
good.
a bayou
But
theme. I think my clientele at the...
I don't think I would be able to do it. So I did test it, the same concept in... there's like a cave. There's like a lot of weird dungeons in that game where they're just like caves or tunnels, I guess. I don't know like what's rebalanced and what's changed about the game, so I don't even know. But like, there's this place called... I don't even remember. Is it the Morn Tunnel? No, maybe. Yeah, I think it is the Morn Tunnel. So I do know that they added a portal from the Morn Tunnel to Castle Morn, which is like a kind of end of zone area. But anyway, yeah, so that's like really that is like a dungeon in WoW basically. And I figured like, okay, so that would be a good place for the mobs to not respawn. And I did that one specifically because there's like an enemy type in there that is just like way broken. I don't understand if that's in the game vanilla or if that's because of the mod or what, but this enemy shoots out this lightning arrow at me.
They'll get you there fast.
That basically, like, if it hits me, it almost one-shots me. And I'm like level 40 something now at that point. I've put like a lot of points into health on my first playthrough. It's kind of ridiculous, and it's like a lightning arrow, so I can't block it or anything. So that felt like a good dungeon to do it on, and if I did continue to mod it, I would do that. But I'm hesitant to do it because I want to actually keep up with this mod. Like, if this mod is like adding crazy new content. Like, they totally remade Castle Morn. Like, it's like not the same. It's completely different. So like, yeah, shit like that is like, man, I don't see why I would. Like, I'm not gonna commit too much to this, to editing what's there. Just basic stuff. Doing those like event edits, because basically, like, if an enemy dies, you need to cast an event that chills it permanently, which is fucking insane that that's how the game works, but that's how it works. So yeah, so that would be a lot of work because there's so many different dungeons. Just I've only explored one of the continents, the Weeping Peninsula. The Necromancer character in that game starts there. I thought I was gonna like that the most. Honestly, I don't. Not even really remotely like a Necromancer would be in any game. It's basically just like a caster that uses death type spells. It's very powerful, but since I started editing the game, modding the game, I decided that there's better options out there. But so I basically just made like all 27 classes start in the Weeping Peninsula now, so I can just go and play like that. And so I started like a paladin-like character. It's called a fundamentalist. So I'm gonna play through that. I'm probably, after I finish this, I'll probably beat Castle Morn on that because I did all of Castle Morn on the other one, the Necromancer, and then I decided I'd probably switch mains, quote unquote. It's just really fun. Probably another thing I really love about Dark Souls and Elden Ring is the the difference in different types of combat. Like if you play Dark Souls 1, you pretty much could only be a melee. Trying to do bows was fucking horrendous. It was basically just like something to aggro mobs with, kind of like in Classic. And casting was just like, it was powerful, but it was super limited. Like you could not do like, I don't know, maybe you could, but like you could not do like a soul level 1 challenge as a caster. It would just be impossible in Dark Souls 1. And they've only gotten better, but now apparently now it got to a point where casting and magic in general is like overpowered actually in Elden Ring. So they started like buffing things like shields. Like now if you block and automatically attack in that window where the guy's like kind of, he got knocked away from attacking your shields, you do extra damage. I can't really tell that that's happening, but I read that that's the case. Maybe it has to be certain weapons or something, but I don't really feel like that's happening to me. But anyway, they put like a bunch more features into melee combat. So I started doing that too. So like one thing that I've always never understood was why you could reinforce shields, but it doesn't actually reinforce its defensive capability, only its offensive capability. I guess it's the same way with weapons. Like if you use a weapon to block, it doesn't become a better blocker because we reinforced it. But that, yeah. Okay, so that was the first thing. I've been wanting to change that forever, and I finally figured out how to do it. So we did that. Oh, one thing I don't like about Elden Ring is the Ashes of War system. I actually like the concept, but it seems like very, very limited. Like there's very few. First of all, like I've acquired one in the whole playthrough, 10 hours of playing. I get that you're meant to get them in very specific spots and more unique spots probably, but it seems kind of silly.
Money, friend. Great. Wonderful. I can get a bundle for these. That venture company sure picked the wrong jungle to mine in, didn't they? We'd all be in better shape if they moved out of here. Thank you, adventurer. You've done a good deed this day.
I also really dislike how the infusion system is default related to that system. But the mod changes that, so literally any Ash of War can infuse anything. I like the infusion system way better in Dark Souls 3. It was like a gem and you had to get like the coals and the blacksmith had to do it for you. I quite like that. I wish it was still like that in this game, but it's a good system. It's fine. The Ashes of War system has like enormous potential. I think they only did it because of how many people were modding Dark Souls 3 to be able to like palette swap kind of thing, like swap the sword arts, I think the weapon arts they were called. It's basically what Ashes of War do.
Hello.
Ack, where'd you get these? No, don't tell me, I don't want to know. Who sent you? Seawolf? Here, take this pouch and give it to Seawolf and tell him I meant to pay him back. I swear, I just got a little drunk and lost my way, and you know how things are. He'll understand. You don't have to get rough.
Have a good one.
But it has been very engaging to mod, and it's, we've talked a lot about this in this playthrough now. Like the games that are the most fun to mods are the ones that are like properly ready for mods. Like obviously Crusader Kings 2 was the one that was the most fun for me because it was well, actually it's kind of a weird thing to say that because like Crusader Kings 2 is the game that I've modded that's the most ready to be modded. And I guess the Pokemon game too to some degree because yeah, I mean obviously that's from the ground up meant to be used for modding, but the thing that I like the most is when there's a bunch of tools to help the modding and make it even more streamlined so you can just let the creativity carry.
You?
Well done. And when you showed Shaky those giblets, how hard did he shake? Ha! He's so easy to read. When I play cards with him, I can't help but win. Thanks for your help, adventurer. Now it's your turn to get paid. My list is shortening, but there are still people who owe me. Next, we have Maury Clubfoot Wilkins, John the Crow, and Chucky Ten Thumbs. These scurvy dogs' debts are months outstanding, and I thought they skipped town to avoid paying up. Later, I heard they're cursed and bewitched and now wander the jungle ruins. But I don't care what their fate is. I want what's mine. They're at the ruins of Abaraz and the ruins of Jubul, northeast of here. Find them and collect.
What a weird quest.
Have a good one.
Guy doesn't give a shit that these people got cursed and now they're zombies. But yeah, but so Dark Souls 3 actually has like when I started modding it, it was like very, very janky, like not well done at all. Pretty much like no effort. Like it was just a colossal effort to even get it to be moddable, I think. So that was where all the effort came in from the community. But by now, it's like there's this program called DS Edit. I think it's called Dark Souls Edit. It was probably made for Dark Souls 3, but it loads the maps and the parameters, which is huge because those two things are pretty much interconnected. So before, when I first started modding Dark Souls 3, in order to mod it, you needed to download fucking Unity and import each map individually. It's like, whoa, super janky, right? And then you'd have to use like a program just for the param editing. Basically, like, parameter thing is like the stuff that you might see me editing in a while, like changing the templates and the spells, you know, all that stuff. Like that's basically what we're doing with params. But like pretty much like everything's contained in there, so there's no dumb shit like this where like if I want to change spells I have to change it on the client as well as the, I don't know how that even happens, but I guess it's because it's like an online only game or something like that. But being able to play that game offline is probably the only reason it's actually moddable, so it's actually a curious decision from FromSoft. You'd think with how much, like, a lot of people note the games, like, it's commonly talked about mostly for its PvP. So you would think that more focus, oh yeah, I forgot we had all these scrolls. You would think there would be more focus on actually making it an online only game. Oh, another really cool thing about Elden Ring though, there's this mod, it's called Seamless Co-op. I've always really, frankly, hated the way co-op worked in Dark Souls games. I tried to actually, I think there's a playthrough with me and Mione on Ace Games TV. Oh, that's not good. Where we play through the game entirely together. And it requires us to beat the game twice, basically. Because we have to beat it for each other every time we beat anything. Okay, we're dead. That's really unfortunate considering I just used that fucking bunch of scrolls. We're not gonna be able to do this quest right now, it doesn't look like. Too many enemies there. Let's go turn the other quests in. We have a bunch of stuff up here still. But yeah, the Seamless Co-op mod, I don't have anybody to play with at this point, but if I did, damn, that looks like it would be fun. It looks like you can literally just play through the entire game with two people, like you don't ever get separated. I think, like, I imagine, I've never done it, but I imagine, like, the default Elden Ring multiplayer is only for the dungeons. Or, like, the areas that you're not allowed to be on a mount anyway, like, whatever they'd consider those things. But honestly, people have been saying it's a game of the year, it's a masterpiece, like... Yeah, I totally agree. I wish it wasn't, because I really don't have enough time to play it. It's completely eaten into other stuff I've been wanting to do. I actually hate that I went so hard getting everything set up on the... Like, you have no idea how many, how much thought I put into getting the... I can't ever remember the name of this game. Fire Emblem. The Fire Emblem stuff modded. Because that was actually probably the best. Like, they had... Like, you can literally just make your own Fire Emblem game, like, very easily. Like, it wasn't even hard. That's probably the easiest modding situation and the most tools I've ever seen for modding. I guess that's just because the way the game's made, though. The game's, like, from the ground up made to be very modular and, like, easy to add chapters and easy to manipulate each chapter. It's not like an open world game or anything. But it's been enjoyable just to flex that creativity, man. That's... I hadn't realized how much I needed that until I started the Pokemon game. I wish, like, yeah, I really wish like, Classic was easier to mod. It's just so much work. compared to making any of the changes they made in Dark Souls. It's like even to make the whole dungeon in Elden Ring not despawn or not respawn or whatever, infinitely easier than even adding one quest line in classic WoW. Because like in order to add one quest line, you have to go to 3 different tables, and then you have to go into the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's really weird. They're so different. It's hard to even correlate them. It's funny. Back again one last time. But yeah, just in case anybody's listening to this and you have been checking out Season of Discovery, let me know if you run into anything that was truly epic. In Phase 1, there was something that I would say is truly epic. I think it was Divine Storm for Paladins. I don't know what you got from it, but it was a questline that is truly epic. Like, sends you all around different zones. It's got like a big kind of like lore element to it. Like, I added that the second I saw that. That was, yeah. I added a lot of Paladin content. Someday, basically, when I feel like we've gotten everything we're going to get from Blizzard on that end, I will probably do this all again on a Paladin. Or maybe I'll wait, yeah. You know, I still have that leatherworking thing and then eventually a blacksmithing thing. So probably the blacksmithing version won't start until I've seen through everything that they plan to add for Paladins in Season of Discovery. And then I will add the best of it, and then we will head out and I will explore something that I've added. Something that they did not add that I did. That is a very weighty experience for Paladin and Classic. But yeah, there's just so much good Classic content for Paladin. I don't feel like there's any competition out there for any other class. Warrior and Rogue were exploring them have been fun. I think Rogue, I gotta look at Rogue actually again for the Season of Discovery. Rogue actually might be my favorite one. As much as I say like Warrior's my favorite because it's usually just straightforward, just it's all gonna be quest type content. Like it's more no gimmicks type stuff. I actually think Rogue's like stealthy and like the theme of Rogues is actually the best one. I did read a one Rogue one and it seemed cool, but it seemed like they're like reusing locations and stuff. It's kind of weird. I could do better than that, but Rogue is another class I really want to try this type of challenge on. But someday. But yeah, that convergence mod for Elden Ring is like actually wild. It's like they added like probably like hundreds of new spells. I don't know how many they added. Maybe not that many, but like if it feels like they must have added 100 spells. Each new class too. That's something I never even really thought about. I did this in my mod. I changed the default classes, but just to make them stronger and more niched. Like in Dark Souls, the class system doesn't really exist. Like it's just there to get you a small start. Like it's not even like the best way to be like it. If you wanted to be like a magic user, it's not like you don't just pick the magic user class. Like that's not enough. You know what I mean? But in Elden Ring, well, I don't know about the default game at least, but in the mod, it's like, no, that's that's it. Like you don't even think about like if you wanted to use a certain type of magic, you would definitely just pick that as your class, and that would be the way you play.
You've done well, adventurer. You've almost proven yourself to be a master hunter of panthers. A panther by the name of Bagthera has been prowling the jungle. So far, easy loot.
I think we're done here, honestly.
Ho, ho! We have ourselves a true raptor slayer. Nicely done, old chap. Because you proved yourself to be such a go-getter in the jungle.
Don't really think trying to do these elite quests is worth it. On this character, I guess we have one more thing to turn in. Troll Witchery. Oh yeah, I remember this now. This was actually a really cool quest. But it might be time for Feralus. What else do we got? A bunch of things to go back to the Shimmering Flats. So yeah, it might be time for Feralus. Can always come back here if we run into issues, but Feralus now should have A good, well, actually, it's Alliance. I don't even know. I forgot, man. Alliance in Feral is actually not very, like, it's pretty, like, hard. I've only leveled Horde characters in Classic for a long time, and like, I don't even know what quests. Yeah, I don't remember. I know there's the ones that I just kept redoing over and over again, but yeah, there's not really that many quests. On the Druid playthrough, I just ended up doing that zone like 4 times or something like that. I just reset all my quest progress so I can do it over and over again. Kind of like you could in Live WoW.
Hey there.
Thank you. I will study these fetishes and see if they hold the secret of Curzon's fall into evil.
Safe travels. Good day
Curzon
to
may
you.
be dead, but that which drove him to evil still lives. Through my studies,
See
I
you
have
around.
discovered this. An ogre mage, Myzoth, dwells in an ogre mound within the eastern mountains of Stranglethorn. He is rumored to employ mind-controlling magic, and I am positive that he corrupted Curzon. If Myzoth is allowed to live, then his evil may influence others, and may even cause another Curzon to surface. Kill him and bring me his mind's eye, the artifact he uses to corrupt others.
It's just like, if we can't do the blood sale stuff, then they definitely can't do the rest of the stuff. Oh yeah, we can go do that at least. Let's go get that done, and then just gotta find one. It's hard to find usually. But we'll get that done, and then that'll be our cue to leave the zone. But yeah, it's really, that mod really makes it feel like a lot more like WoW. And then that plus Elden Ring, like the crafting and the fact that like you actually can go like infinitely long without resting. That's the thing I just always hated the most, like having to rest, resetting everything. It's just so garbage. It's such a bad system. I don't really know why it's still in the game, honestly. I felt like in Dark Souls 2, I don't even know that this is true, but I'm pretty sure it is. In Dark Souls 2, there was a system where if you killed the same enemy 10 times, it died permanently. I was told that was the case. I don't think I ever actually tried. But I was told that was the case. And I think that was just to encourage you to actually kill enemies instead of just run past them. But like, even now I watch people play that game, it's like, and they just don't fight anything. They just like, the weirdest part is, it always reminds me of fucking Painbow. This dude used to bash transmog farmers for like just running through the mobs, getting dazed, and like trying to do the whole dungeon with mobs chasing them and hitting them the whole time. He's like, bro, I don't like seeing my character get its ass kicked. I kill them where they stand. That's what, kill them where they stand. That's what he used to say. But anyway, I mean, he's kind of right, to be honest. I always thought that was weird. But yeah. It's something that I just hate seeing in the game. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look like that's how the game's meant to be played, you know? Like watching these guys who are like top, like, you know, apparently supposed to be very good at the game, and they beat the game like so effortlessly, and they're just like, this guy's like running past like 20 mobs, and then they like start beating his ass, and he dies because of it. It's like, I don't know. Do you think that's how the game was meant to be played? I just don't. It's like a long and tedious game if you kill every enemy, though. That's why you'd think they would just lean into the killing of enemies, but I guess at this point they've done the opposite. They've leaned into the skipping of enemies. Hopefully there will be a day where that will be more approachable, though. I don't know if FromSoft is making any other games. I guess they haven't even made the Elden Ring DLC yet, but whatever their follow-up is to Elden Ring. I guess Armored Core is a game that they make too, and I've never played that game, but Alright, let's see this, because I know they are elite, but I remember nerfing it. Probably dump our rage on this, since it's such a high health pool. Looks like it's not really doing a lot of damage to us, so. We have a pot. Should be all we need if we need it, even. I don't think we would need it. It's getting close though. Let's go ahead and use it just in case. Alright. And we got a green, but we don't need that. Alright, so now I'll just ride back south again, and that'll be it for our time here for now, at least. Maybe we come back at some point, but honestly, I think like Elden Ring's like open world situation is like just not good. Like it's actually bad, I think. Yeah, that rare's there again. Keep on farming them rares. I don't really think they did a good job with it, honestly. There's so much just like totally dead. And you know what, dude? As a player of WoW, I'm gonna say like very confidently that they just have terrible open world music. It's really non-memorable, like very easy to just not even listen to it. Not like in WoW, like think about all the songs I talked about over the years, like obviously most recently the Ardenweald music. But for a game franchise that's so known for its music at times because of the boss tracks and like the intro music to Dark Souls 3, it's still probably one of my favorite tracks ever. If you've never heard it, it's insane. Absolutely insane sounding. It's really sad how bad their open world music is. It's like it doesn't even sound like music at times. It's just like, and it's very repetitive, like the same song over and over again. I don't know if probably different music plays in different zones, but I was pretty disappointed with that. I really had hoped it was going to be like super atmospheric music like WoW. Like Stranglethorn Vale's music, you know what I mean? Like, and the weather. It's such an iconic part of why the zone is good, you know? So, we'll see as I get through more of the game at some point, but was disappointed with that. There's some other things I like better about Elden Ring. Obviously, like every game that they make just gets more and more items and like options. I really like a unique item. Like I know this was added for the mod, but there's this mod added item that's just like so cool. It makes me want to just play the character that could use it just because of that. Like I literally just started the character just because of that and was fooling around with it. There's a weapon. If you guys have ever played the game, like I don't know if it's not the last boss, which I'm always confused by in this game, but one of the most notable bosses in any game is Melania, I think her name is Melania. I don't know how you even say it because I've never even heard the lore said once from this game, but she's got like these wild ass animations and abilities and stuff that like apparently like gave people fits because they're really really hard to dodge. People like obsess about these no-hit runs, but I don't really think that's very interesting to me. In a game like that, I think like a reductionist playthrough is way more interesting than not getting hit. But I love the idea of not like, you know, of everything's survivable no matter what. And like I said, if it was like that in WoW, I think it would be a much more interesting game. You know how the people like freak out about getting one shot by bosses on Tyrannical? If it was Dark Souls, you would just have died to being bad. You know what I mean? Like that would be the end of the conversation. But anyway, that character has a spell. It's like this big pink blossom of rot or something like that, I guess. I don't fully get the magic types. But it's very, very visually appealing. Oh, yeah, that's how it all started. I think I probably talked about that, but that's how it all started. That's the only reason I even bought the game. was because I saw the colors of the game compared to Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is just so gray and dull and bad looking. It's actually insane now that I played Elden Ring. It makes me think, like, I don't think I can go back to Dark Souls 3. Another thing, I said this on stream the other day, but Dark Souls 3 like just has no good zones. Like, I do not like any of the actual places you fight anything in Dark Souls 3. It's great combat and the combat carries it, but there's not like a single place in that game that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go there. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we got to go there to do this. I don't know if I'll feel that way about Elden Ring. I doubt it because of the open world element, but it's just like not enjoyable. It's so gray and dull and dead, and that's the main reason that Elden Ring was purchased for me. Like, I was looking through pictures of it. Let me see if I can show you a picture of this. I might have already I don't even had the same conversation over and over again probably in these, but yeah, right here we go. This picture here is what sold me on the game. Very few places like that in the Dark Souls franchise. But this isn't really even what like truly sold me. Like, see if I can get this picture up now too. Basically like the Erd trees or whatever they're called. I just love like big colorful trees, and they're all the same color kind of, but let's see if I can... There's like a place that I've not been to. Yeah, here it is. I've yet to get to this place, but these pictures are like, whoa. That is such a vibrant autumn forest. I can't wait to get there. And then there's like a snow biome and like a red like lava biome. It kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was so good for that too. Fucking just wish Breath of the Wild's world could exist with Dark Souls combat, because I'd probably never stop playing that. The Zelda combat is like decent, but it's just nowhere near as good as Dark Souls. Has just the best combat of any game, like without question. It's not even close. Like, there's nothing even close. When you get good at it too, it's so rewarding. Like, it feels such like a mastery over the game. Like, I'm sure that's why these people obsess about these one-hit runs or no-hit runs or whatever, you know, like they're like they've just mastered the game. They're just embarrassing the game. Like, you can beat the entire game without taking a single point of damage. It's crazy.
Great. Thanks to your help, I'll have this order filled and sent off to Director Riddlevox on the next boat to Undermine. Ahead of schedule, even. For all your hard work here. I made some extras, so take a pair. It's on Drizzlick. And remember, there's no boot so fine as one of Drizzlick's Excelsior line. Be good.
Alright. Time to leave. Hearts in Stormwind, which is fine. Oh, actually, this is not the way to leave. You know, we're gonna take the boat. Taking the boat over to Kalimdor. Yeah, like, basically you can combine, I don't know, like, Breath of the Wild is unique, but the only thing I really love about that game is the ability to climb anything. That was such a cool system. That was like the thing that sold me on that game. I like the pastel-y colors of it too. Like, look at this. Is this really Breath of the Wild? This doesn't even look like Breath of the Wild to me. No, that's not Breath of the Wild. That's a different game. Forget it. Genshin Impact is a game apparently like Breath of the Wild. But yeah, like, this picture is just like this plus the music. Don't tell me I'm gonna go play Breath of the Wild, man. I probably am, honestly. I feel like I'm just hopping from game to game. When I saw that picture, I was like, alright, I'm getting that game. It's just gorgeous. And there's all those like Simu sliders or whatever, the shaders I mean, to make the game look even better. I wonder if that's still a thing. It's just really not, like, I'm actually really impressed with how many games have done a great job with it. WoW's world is 20 years old and it's still amazing. Obviously, it's still probably my favorite actual world. But a good world plus good gameplay is something you can't beat. And honestly, after playing the other games, it's like hard to look at WoW's gameplay and think like, yeah, that's really good. The class systems and stuff in WoW are great, obviously, but most of the time you're just pressing the same buttons over and over again. Not a lot of skill involved in it compared to other games. This guy used to make videos on this. Let's see. BSOD Gaming. Yuzu. Oh, he hasn't made a video in 2 years. I wonder what happened. That's strange. New, I guess Simu is probably still the place to do it, though. It's so sad, like, I hate to say it, but, like, yeah, it's just better to play the game on the computer. I did not want to pirate Breath of the Wild, but they gave me no choice. I wanted to buy a console and buy it when it was out, but back then, and they probably still have this issue, like, they have this weird fascination on, like, not providing enough hardware for the consumer base. Really weird, like, I don't know why they do this. This happened to me with the Wii as well. I tried to buy a Wii when I was in high school as well, and I couldn't find one for like a full year. So just ended up finding out that there's better ways to play it, and now we're never gonna buy a Switch. Even like the same thing with the 3DS. Like, now that I've modded the 3DS, it's like, bro, I can't really trust Nintendo. Like, they made an amazing product, and it's like totally limited what the person can do with it just because they want to try to sell their own products. You know, it's like, I get it, they're trying to make money, but they have a great piece of tech here. Like, that's probably my favorite handheld that I've ever used. I don't really like the Steam Deck. I feel like I would like that, but it needs to not be like a different operating system. I know there's ones that have like a Windows operating systems. We probably talked about that in this playthrough too. I just don't play enough games that use a controller, so it would pretty much just be Elden Ring, and considering how much I'm constantly editing that game, it would be a huge pain in the ass to keep importing that onto the Steam Deck or whatever. Another thing that Dark Souls and Elden Ring games have Totally cemented in my mind as the best feature in any game is New Game Plus. If more games, like, I don't think Breath of the Wild has that, but if it did, like, yeah, that's like huge. I feel like that's like the main, like, that makes the game like super replayable. It's already replayable now thanks to the convergence mod because of all the potential you know, different classes and different starts and different content, but alright. Well, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is really stupid. Go back. I'm not going to be riding the Thousand Needles. We're actually going to fly to Tenaris first and turn those quests in there. I want to get those out of the inventory.
What's up? Keep it real.
God. people like spend so much time on these shaders for Breath of the Wild, it's like, I think it looks worse. Like, look at, I'll show you this. This is what the game looks like by default. That's what it looks like with that on. It's like, bro, what the fuck? It's not even better. It's like way too realistic looking for the game world. It's supposed to be this. I like this. People do that with WoW and shit too. It's like, man, just, I don't know. If you don't like the way WoW looks, I don't know if you can like the game. It's such a good gameplay game, I get it, but like, man, really the visuals and the sounds of WoW are what make WoW WoW. I had hoped to find a like complete overhaul mod when I came looking here. So I was like, alright, let's check this game out now. But it doesn't look like there's anything like that, so. Alright, that's it for Breath of the Wild. As much as I like the concept of the game, it's just... Wish there was at least like a quick description of them before I read them. A lot of it just seems like it's just stuff like that, where it's just pretty basic. There's not really any depth to it at all. Like, what the fuck? Literally kill a mob, okay. No thanks. Right by that though. I tried to pick out like, yeah, what is this? Oh my god. I actually quite like that idea though, to be honest, but as you know, I kind of copied that idea.
How are you?
Great, you got them. Now we need to get them to the gnomes, but first, let's take out one small item.
Very good.
I'm developing a new engine that'll make the car go so...
That's a
Need
different
assistance?
zone.
Our rocket car is the fastest thing on the flats. So fast that I'm afraid friction is going to tear it apart. To prevent that, I need to create a composite to coat the car's moving parts. It must be hard, but not brittle, and must be resistant to salt corrosion, or time spent on the shimmering flats will eat it away. Have you heard of the Vile Reef Adventurer?
That's the
It's
elite
off
one,
and away.
too.
Stranglethorn Vale.
I could do that quest, but it's just not really, it's just not going to be fun because of all the stupid underwater element to it.
Talk to me!
I was hoping that it would be already assembled, but this does present the unique opportunity to improve on the design from the ground up. Thanks, Adventurer. I'll be able to sketch up some improved schematics, build the thing, and have it installed real soon. I'm going to be busy with working on integrating this new fuel regulator to our racer designs, but if you'd like to help out the team some more, talk to Razoric. He's our pilot, well, our 18th pilot to be exact, and he likes to add his own little modifications to the racers. He's a little off his rocker, though, so try not to act too surprised.
Hurry back!
This guy's just over here.
You're the person that's been helping Potzik out, right? I was like you once, running around the pit area, helping with whatever work the mechanics would let me do. Now look at me, the Goblin Racing Team's pilot extraordinaire.
Podzik's a great mechanic, I know that, but he's afraid to just load on the firepower and grab on for the ride. Not me, though. After Podzik finishes with a racer, I take a little time to put my own modifications on. You know, loosening up the controls, removing parts of the frame, and adding more juice. I ordered a Sephorium booster from Shreve at the Gizmorium in Gadgetson, but apparently the Zeppelin it was being sent on crashed in Dustwallow Marsh. I gotta have it, adventurer.
I won't be going there. Forgot that Tanric quest too. We gotta turn that in. Oh, and that too. I don't necessarily know. Do we need to do that right now? Probably not. Well, I don't know. We might just get this out of the way and then. I don't really. Honestly, I'm just not really feeling this. I hate to say it. I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's still enjoyable. I do love classic WoW, but just wanted to check in, make people aware that I'm not just giving up on it. But yeah, just looking for that inspiration again. The challenge part of it has kind of grown very bland. It's not very challenging anymore. But we will probably still finish it. I don't have any plans to not finish it. I just kind of... things got flipped upside down here. Yeah, let's go turn those in. Tanric, I don't... the name sounds familiar. That guy over there, right? Oh, it's right here, yeah.
Hello.
Scarab
Oh,
shell
you
quest.
spoke to my cousin Krazek? How is he? I hope Booty Bay is treating him well. Scarab shells, you say? Well, let me tell you a story. The scarabs of Tanaris have very hard shells. Hard enough to use as a building material for lots of things. So many things. In fact, those shells are so useful. The scarabs were hunted all to near extinction. I know where there are more scarabs, and if you promise to bring me their shells, then I'll tell you where they are. Promise? Okay, the scarabs have a colony in Zul'Farrak. I guess the trolls don't hunt them for their shells, but you can go to Zul'Farrak and get me uncracked shells.
Could probably do that quest because I think we could probably stealth by everything. I don't think those enemies would be that dangerous, but maybe they are. So we will go turn this in for no reason. Then we will fly over to, I believe I surely have the quest or the flight path for this area. And then we will ride over to the other place. Oh, small thorium. I don't even think we're gonna use it though. I'm pretty much done with blacksmithing. Well, mining we're not necessarily done with. 235 only. So yeah, we're actually not high enough to get small thorium. Need more mithril. Oh. I got sent an absolutely amazing key the other day. I have to make a video on that for sure. This guy fucking refuses to go do the boss order that the guy wants to do in the dungeon. It's wild.
What can I do
So
for
you've
you?
been speaking with McKinley, have you? It's not what he thinks. I'm not afraid to give him some steam Weedle Bilge rum. I just don't have any rum to give him. I owe Seawolf McKinley and Booty Bay some rum to settle a bet, but I'm all out of rum. Captain Quergo stole my last shipment, and he has it stowed in that walled pirate town to the south. If you can find my shipment of rum and return it to me, then I can prove to McKinley that Kalimdor's booze beats the dirt out of Booty Bay.
Where is that?
Have a good one.
It's just in like the pirate area, I guess. Probably do that at some point. Probably not pick it up now though, because don't know how long we're gonna spend in Feralus. It's funny to be back here. This is where the other character was logged out. Last time I recorded on that character was here. Now we're got another whole character here. probably try to get to like 45 though, and then go back to Stranglethorn, because those quests are all good. You could always do the initial ones here as well. No shortage of experience out there. Like, look at this, it's fucking insane. The guy's going left to get, this guy's just not, he just won't go. What the fuck? Holy shit, dude. You don't see that very often. I don't think I've ever seen that, actually. The guy goes, where are you? Probably want to look at the map. Oh, I bet he went right down to Razan. He just sat down there. I wonder if I'll be able to see it. It's in, this guy. Oh, I see. He does have a mini map. Let's see if we can figure that out. That guy just like starts dungeon AFK. Like he doesn't even move for a few seconds. Yeah, and then he just goes right down to Razan. That's crazy. God, DPS are so clueless in this game. It's actually insane. It's kind of sad. Like, how does that dude just... How does he not see the other 4 people go a different direction? Between the actual map and the mini-map, he doesn't notice it. And then the visuals of the actual screen and the characters doing it. Like, what? It's hard to understand.
Where would you like to fly to?
Okay, we do have that flight path.
Keep your feet on the ground.
This is such a great key, dude. Is he here now? He's still not. They're fighting Razan and the guy's still not here. He's probably just not on the right side of the fight. This is insane. This game has some true characters in it. Oh, he's DPSing now. Up to it. Oh, this is a 6! Oh my god, I just realized what level the key was. It's a 6. Oh my god, I need to make this video like ASAP. It's a 6. Wow. That is wild. There's the leatherworking thingamajobber. We only have 6, so we won't be able to do anything with that copper. Just gonna ride to the west. Such a long flight anyway. Love how the key ends. The guy says, "Thanks for coming, except the lock." That's that's like one of the best keys ever. That's a legendary one. If you are listening to this, you got a little sneak peek of it. That's wild. That guy went out of his way to send it to me too. He was like having trouble getting it to me, I guess. I'm thankful. Okay, we gotta be a little careful up here because this is definitely not an Alliance town, so we gotta go around the side. Kind of a pain. Oh shit, see I did it. I always do this. I always think you need to go down there, but I end up going way too close. You have to go like way around here. No, I'm probably just gonna die. Somehow we didn't die. That's gonna get me though. No, okay, that didn't get me either somehow. Well, that was weird. Pretty much fucked that up as bad as you can fuck it up, and we didn't die to it. See, like, I'm hoping, like, areas like this, like, there's so many good spots. The thing is, like, I don't want to add stuff to these spots unless Blizzard also does, because then there's not enough things I can add. So if they have better ideas, I'd rather use those. I'm trusting that they'll be creative and productive, but it doesn't really feel like they're gonna be. Okay, are we actually, like, the right zone here? This may not be the right zone. Even these basic beasts here are pretty high level. I think at this point, like, we're fine to go up against enemies our own level though. But I'm pretty sure like the mobs in Featherman Stronghold area are a little bit lower, so. At worst we get the flight path, I don't know. I don't really remember the zone very well as an alliance. I guess maybe we really should have gone to Dust Wallow. Do I still have those soothing spices? No, I think I got rid of them. I don't even know the zone very well. Like Dust Wallow. There's no short quest there though. Oh, we'll figure this out another day. Frankly, do not know when I will be back for this. I'm not like not having fun with it. It's just there's so many other things going on in my life right now that it's just hard to prioritize this. Frankly, I did hope that this channel was gonna get partnered quick. I guess that shows that most people watching my channel are only interested in Mythic Plus content though. I appreciate everybody who's watching these heavily. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say I don't appreciate you guys, but to not be able to generate 1,000 subscribers on this channel when I bring it up so frequently is kind of disheartening. Considering there's like 3,000 to 5,000 people who watch the stream individually every day. Guess I should bring it up more in videos than streams, because I guess the stream is it's a 4+ hour ordeal, so not always gonna be like the 5,000 people that might view it might not even see when I bring it up. May have to push hard. I really wanted to have this partnered before War Within Alpha. So yeah, that's probably not happening at this rate. I mean, I don't. Who knows when that starts? But it's probably gonna start in like 2 months, 3 months, maybe. Because I would really like to make like leveling content. I have to start thinking about pushing on that a little bit harder. I really hate YouTube's policy on monetizing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the story or if I've told it at all in any of these playthroughs, but like me and Siler used to own a multi-gaming network, and it was like if we still had that and everything was still the way we'd probably be like I'd be wealthy, let's put it that way. It was going very, very, very well at the time. And then YouTube cracked down on, first of all, the main thing they cracked down on was the ability to make channels, period. But tangentially, they cracked down on the ability to have a sub network, I think is what they called it. Basically, at the time, if you were partnered directly with YouTube, which was like extremely hard to be done, you were able to just partner anybody. You were basically like a business, you know, and then you could make sub networks within your network. So like in order to be partnered with YouTube, you'd have to have like 100K subs, or you'd have to be like a big brand or something like that. Like they would only work with companies, you know, not people. Now it's like the only way to get partnered is through YouTube directly, pretty much. I don't even know if there are still those secondary options out there where people still take a cut of your stuff. But yeah, pretty much like the big back. This was like 2007 or more like 2010, I think. And pretty much like all the big ones just got absolutely wrecked when YouTube decided to make that policy. And so we were like literally like, it was fucking wild, dude. I'd never seen this before. We were like, I think it was like June 10th we got the message. By June 12th we were completely kicked out of every group. Like all our access was revoked. Like within 2 days of even knowing about it, we lost everything. Just totally lost everything. I guess that's what happens when you get like fired from a major company or something like that. But it was just like, what the fuck, dude? I was so disappointed with how it was handled. That was a long time ago now. I don't really... that definitely wasn't 2010 though. I don't know when that was. Probably like 2015 maybe. But anyway, I think Mop was out at that point. But anyway, it was definitely... back then you can literally... So like if you had a partner channel, you can just instantly partner another channel. And that was like the golden age of YouTube creation, if you ask me, because you can do whatever you want really once you're trusted. But yeah, unfortunately they cracked down, and the reason they did it, and you know, this is why they shut down the multi-networks too, because they were just like, you know, these companies were just partnering these channels just to make money. Basically like hundreds of thousands of channels were just popping up a day making like stolen content. Like they would just download like the top, like I remember Sai was experimenting with it as well. The Diamond Minecart, is that the name of the guy? I don't even know. Let's see. Yeah, 28.5 million subscribers. So he literally would just download the dude's videos and just upload them on this channel that was partnered, and that was that. And even if they got like only 1,000 or so views, like, you know what I mean, just download his whole channel and upload it. You'd be making like fucking hundreds of $1,000s a day. Like it's insane. It's just free. Like you're literally just printing money. It's basically like a loophole. So YouTube, the best way they figured out how to shut it down was, instead of punishing the individuals, was to just make it so in order to partner a channel you needed to have a serious amount of time put into the channel. But I think they totally missed the mark on what that time should be and how it should work. Because it's like, it's subscribers on YouTube, it's just not a thing. Like nobody really cares. Like I haven't looked at it in a while, but let's take a look at it. I don't even remember where this feature is, but it shows how many subscribers versus how many viewers you have. And it's not good. Usually most channels are like under 50%. And that would be good. Like that would be very good.
Where would you like to fly to?
Good luck, friend.
Just want to see this, and then we're gonna move on. Analytics, content, maybe. audience. No, I don't know. But yeah, it's usually pretty... Oh, yeah, there you go. Watch time from subscribers. 48% are... that's actually really high, to be honest. 48.7% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed. So that seems really good. So... Alright. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for, sticking it through with this. We'll see. I'd really like to get this character 60 just to say I finished the challenge. But outside of the creativity elements of it, it does feel like it's gotten a bit stale. So we gotta think
Your
about
body
that.
looks worn and your spirit weary.
But it's still fun to just
Rest
play
yourself
classic
beneath
WoW.
our
So
roof and allow Elune to guide your
you don't
dreams.
necessarily have to have some super compelling reason to do it. But yeah, we will be back again in the future. So stay tuned. What was that? Oh, one last food buff. So stay tuned, and we will see you guys there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.